Welcome to another Dark Wizard Battle Report. We have an epic battle tonight between dwarfs and demons. John, what did you bring tonight?
Got my Billy and his Bloody Boys, my Wrath list here. A couple of greater demons, a lot of bloodletters, lots of red. A lot similar, very similar to the last list that you saw me run.
Except for I see we have a mini Billy.
That's right. The mounted BSB and the demon engine made a bit of a demonic archon, and now we have Billy the Kid, a demon prince, and that is maxing out my character points, but he's there.
And what's your biggest concern about the dwarfs tonight?
Well, when I was playing dwarves, when I heard I was playing dwarves, the first thing I thought was I was going to get shot to pieces. I don't see a ton of shooting here. One thing that definitely makes me think twice is the runic magic. I don't have any, and last time I remember playing dwarves, just the amount of balance spells that you can get out can be pretty strong, and really, really influences a combat. So I'll have to watch out for that. I think I'll really have to make sure to not let him get off the nastiest runes, like especially if I'm thinking about entering a close combat.
So tell me about your dwarves tonight, David.
So this is kind of a list that I'm thinking about, trying to take to a tournament. Really, the major thing that I was looking for was I like having the deep watch and the characters. I think that works really well. And then just kind of surrounding them with various support units. Really, I've got a lot of fast-moving, at least for dwarves, and a lot of kind of small things for hunting, things like Sylvan Elves and other, weedy type opponents. Looking across the table, I'm definitely seeing a lot of what I really wasn't hoping to see. I really don't have the things like cannons, a Dragon Seeker, even the Strength 10 runic weapon that I'm used to taking whenever I want to fight monsters. I just didn't really have the points for it, so.
Well, these Strength 5 it's gonna hurt for sure, and there's a lot of them gonna be swarming you.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely gotten used to that Dwarven toughness. I mean, especially on like my general who's got that toughness 5 rerollable is really hard for Strength 3 and Strength 4 enemies that, you see a lot of to get through. Demons cut through it like it's paper, so.
Well, this would be a great test for you to see what you need to alter on your tournament list.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a quick game.
Well, good luck, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Good luck.
Mm-hmm. And drink some more beer.
Those beer drinking dwarves. All right, everybody. Hello. Got the Demons of Wrath tonight. Starting with my characters, I've got Scourge of Wrath. He has the Iron Hide for a total of 3+ armor save. He's got the Obsidian Horn for a one-time dispel, and he has the Eternal Blade for +1 strength and attack. And then we've got Billy the Kid, of Demon Prince. He has plate armor. I gave him the fly upgrade. He has also a weapon called the Trident of Torment, so he can reroll ones to hit. He has 4-up regeneration, Talisman, the Shackles of Reality. And then he has an enchanted item called the Horn of Damnation. And it says that enemy units in base contact with him cannot use Hold Your Ground special roll. However, I am playing dwarves, so they're pretty stout. We'll see what happens there. Then the rest of the army, starting with the core, I've got, I'll just go left to right here on the screen. We've got 2 units of Bloodletters here, 10 man strong. Both have champions. And also Devastating Charge upgrade, so another attack on the charge. Behind them, I have a unit of Wrath Furies, Fly 10 Chaff. I've got a cannon right there, 48-inch range, Strength 10 Flaming Cannon. Got Billy right there, the Scourge of Wrath. Then in the middle, I have the Altar of Slaughter. Next to it there, I've got another unit of 10. This unit has a Standard Bearer. This is the only unit of Bloodletters that has a Standard Bearer. But yeah, they've got one. And then behind them, some more Furies there. There's Billy the Kid. Another cannon there. Then 2 more units of the Slaughterers, also with the Devastating Charge and the Champions. And then on the far side there, another unit of 5 Furies. I'm facing against Dwarves. He's got some condensed units, pretty brick units. And so I figured I've got ambushers, so I want to try to get that first turn so they can get on there quicker. and I spread out pretty just evenly because I didn't know how he was going to deploy, if he was going to try to corner up or not. So I just spread out, and we'll see how it goes.
Alright, starting with my king. I have King Dane Baldrickson. He's the guy on the shield bearers. With the Rune of Resistance, he's going to be tough 5 with a reroll. Again, against most armies, that's going to be stout enough to bounce a lot off, but I'm seeing a lot of strength 5 across, so I don't know how good it's going to be. He's also got a shield and 2 runes of shielding, so he will have a 4-up save except against stomps, which will then be a 5-up save in close combat. For the weapon, I gave him the Rune of Might and 2 runes of Fury, so he will be strength 5 and 6 attacks. My BSB is kind of loaded up for defense. He's got 2 runes of iron and a shield for a 1-up save, and a rune of shielding, so he will have a 5-up ward save and a 6 versus any stomps and impact hits and other special attacks. He's also got the Hold Stone, making the Deep Watch unit that he, the king, and the rune priestess are all in a little bit more stout. Finally, the BSB has the Stalker Standard, which gives the Deep Watch unit Swift Stride. My Rune Priestess has a Rune of Devouring, which will see no use this game, and a Rune of Brilliance, which will make my spells a little bit easier to cast. Again, the main reason I take it is for the making it easier to dispel, and not really going to be useful this game. Her spells are the Rune of Reckoning, the Rune of Gleaming, and the Rune of Resilience. She's also got a Great Weapon and a Rune of Aegis, which takes MR to 2. Lastly, from characters, I have my Anvil of Power, even though it's not really a character. It's got the Rune of Resilience, the Rune of Shattering, and the Rune of Oaths. Alright, starting on my right flank, I've got a unit of 30 clansmen. They have Great Weapons, Full Command, and the War Banner. I'm using for them the old Games Workshop Longbeards, even though they should probably be something else. They're the ones I've got painted right now. Next to them is one unit of Clans Marksmen. They have Great Weapons and a Standard and crossbows. Behind them is a Steam Copter and a Steam Bomber. The Steam Bomber is the old Gyrocopter, and the Attack Copter is the guy drinking a beer over the dead Skaven. Next, we get one Vengeance Seeker. And then you have my big unit of Deep Watch. They are 26 strong, full command, runic standard of shielding. In there is also my King, my Thane, and my Runic Smith. Next to him, I'm using my Dragon Seeker as another Vengeance Seeker this game. And behind that, I've got my Anvil of Power. I kind of put it in the forest because there's a lot of flying on the other side of the table, and I'm hoping to give at least a little bit of a roadblock, maybe some pause to the Furies and other nasty winged demons that are coming my way. On my left flank, I've got a unit of 16 Forge Wardens. They have full command and the Runic Standard of Swiftness. I really do like the Standard of Swiftness on these guys because it does give me a first turn shot if I need it. I can't really guarantee most of my opponents are going to come at me, but I have a feeling this one will. Behind that is another unit of Clans Marksmen with great weapons, crossbows, and a standard. Back in 8th edition, I used to use small 10-man units of great weapon warriors to kind of act as chaff hunters and other quick reaction force. I'm kind of trying this out to see what it's able to do. I do like the 30-inch range to be able to reach out and touch somebody, but they are getting a little expensive for what I kind of intended their purpose to be. I kind of designed this list wanting to take it to Wicked. The only thing that I thought it was lacking was the ability to deal with Toughness 6 and monsters. So, to christen it, I'm going up against Wrath Demons. We'll see how this goes. It could be very quick.
Okay, so end of turn 1 movement. Not much happened. I just advanced up with all of my units, mostly maximum distance. I moved the greater demons kind of on the outside because they're so fast, and so yeah, I shot my cannon twice. It didn't hit either time, but it didn't misfire either, so we're happy for that. And now we go to Dwarf, turn 1.
Alright, so for my turn 1 movement, I really wasn't close enough to anything to charge, so I just kind of did some basic positioning movement. I want to be in the center with my Deep Watch unit, so I decided to move them forward. They can start threatening things, which is going to cause him to either A, bring everything in next turn, or potentially back up. On each of the flanks, starting with my right flank, I really like what's happening on the left flank more for my steam copters. So both of the ones on the right flank decided to get away from Billy and moved more towards the squishy shootable targets on his right. I also really didn't want my clan warriors to be getting too close to his line, so I kind of left them where they are. The idea being maybe if he brings in his either Billy or the chariot, it's going to be a long charge and he might get locked out. I left both units of crossbowmen where they were so they could potentially get shots. I really like the fact that his main unit, or at least the unit with the standard, is on the hill, so it's going to be a large target, meaning I can shoot at it and not take the penalties for the cover. And also, then maybe my two Quarrelers can do a lot of damage to it, and then I either finish it off with the Steam Copters and the Forge Wardens, or if they do enough damage, I might be able to start damaging other things on that or on his right flank. I'm really not certain what my Vengeance Seekers want to do, but I wanted to keep them close enough to my Battle Standard Bearer that I would be able to get the 6-inch bubble of 5-up ward saves, just in case the cannons get squirrely. So I decided to hate the Altar of Slaughter. It was a really close between that and Billy, but I really don't think that hitting Billy more is going to help me that much against that tough 6. And even though the Altar of Slaughter is also a tough 6, it's also kind of a nasty buff wagon, and I know how important it is to get rid of those things as quickly as possible. Alright, so for magic, I rolled a 4 and a 1. I didn't know really what to cast. I threw a couple dice at trying to clear the Furies out with the Rune of Shattering, which he stopped. And then he really didn't have enough power to stop me from getting 2 Runes of Resistance. I'm putting the Rune of Metal card out for the second Rune of Resistance, because I don't have a second Rune of Resistance card. Alright, so shooting was... it was alright. I killed a couple of the slaughter thingies off of a couple of the units in the center. I should have done more damage, however, he's rolling lights out with his sword saves.
Okay, so end of turn 2 for Demons here. As you can see, I moved up quite a bit, and I ended up getting some charges off with my cannon chariots, both into his Seekers, which luckily I was able to take down with the impact hits. If I'd rolled badly, wouldn't have happened that way, would have worked out. The cannon on my right overran into a steam bomber. The one on the left overran just far enough to not be countered by the unit of 10 with great weapons. And it even passed its DTs with just 1 wound left, so that's a lucky chariot right there. Other than that, I just put some chaff units in front of 2 of his big blocks, and I'm posturing with my stuff, so that's where we're at. Oh, and the Fleshhounds came on, and I put them behind his Anvil of Doom to end the sorcery.
Alright, so I pretty much have to charge his chaff, either that or just let it sit there and be annoying. I could have potentially brought the Forge Wardens into the flank of the chariot, but I figure it's probably better that I start whittling down those slaughter things. It may end up that I don't do any wounds with the shooting anyway. We'll have to see. Demons are always fun. Otherwise, it's just kind of setting things up, and we'll see how it goes. As far as magic, I did get one thing off. I tried to make the Steam Bomber stubborn, but he stopped that, and instead I decided to make it -1 to be wounded. Hopefully that'll maybe keep the Steam Bomber alive. Alright, shooting was fantastic. I actually ended up on one of the units with pretty much my Forge Wardens and both my attack copters doing 11 wounds. Now, that should be enough to take out a 10-wound unit. However, not Demons, because he ended up saving 8 of them. That seems like a 5-up odds to me. Both my Quarreler units managed to do 1 wound to the Demons on the hill, who likewise are doing the whole blood for the blood god thing. So combat pretty much went as we expected. The two big blocks took out their Furies, and the Chariot took out its Steam Bomber.
Okay, so Demon's turn 3. Did some charges here. I ended up doing combo charge with the Chariot that overran into the Steam Bomber and luckily killed it, even though it had a Rune of Resilience. Ended up knocking that out, and that enabled me to get a flank with the Chariot. And then I charged the front with Bloodletters and the Demon Prince. The Bloodletters got savaged on the way in, but overall it was enough to make that unit auto break. And then I did catch them and overran into a 10-man unit of Great Weapon Crossbowmen with Billy the Kid and the 3 Bloodletters that remained from that unit. The Anvil did not last. I ended up charging that with the Fleshhounds and then overrunning also into another 10-man unit of Quarlers with Great Weapons into the flank. On the other side of the board, Bloodthirster flew around to the backside of the Warriors, and then the Bloodletters formed a line to face the big Great Weapon unit that Billy got behind, and the Altar of Slaughter is also in that rank as well. And so now we go on to Dwarves turn 3.
Alright, so for the bottom of 3, I attempted a couple of long charges to, try to pull something out. The Swift Stride Dwarves needing a 10, failed to get it, but the Clansmen did manage to get into that buff Chariot. Attack Copters kind of flew around trying to get back into places. I tried chaffing up that one unit. I'm going to see what the stand and shoot can do against them. Magic was totally ineffective, as was shooting. I only managed to kill one guy. Close combat, the Hounds did what they did. Somehow the other unit of Quarlers, Great Weapon wielding guys, managed to have 5 at the end, so they are going to stay for one more round. And my big unit of Clansmen managed through static combat resolution to pop the Chariot. They also did 3 wounds.
So yeah, Demons have closed in on the Dwarves. We did a big combo charge on the Warriors with Great Weapon unit, and they did not hold for very long. I ended up pursuing with one of my Bloodletter units, but that did put me in front of his main units, so they're going to have to take one for the team. Billy the Kid is still wrestling with those 10 Quarlers that he overran into a couple turns ago. I guess they're just kind of badass. What can we say about them? But overall, looks like we're kind of closing in on it, and shouldn't be too long until I get a massive combo charge. And I also, on my right side of the battlefield, I ended up charging a Steam Copter with some Bloodletters and was able to destroy that. My overrun did not lead me to the next one. I needed a 9, I got a 6.
Alright, so movement, I pretty much charged the Bloodletters that overran in front of my unit, and then I flew the Gyrocopter over to try to take out that Chariot that only has 1 wound left on it, but even though I hit twice, I failed to roll a single 4. The little Demon Prince ended up finishing off the crossbowmen, and my big block did what it does. So now they are going to sit in the middle alone.
So end of turn 5 for Demons. I ended up charging in the Bloodthirster, some Fleshhounds, and a Chariot, all into the main unit. The Chariot's in the flank, the other 2 are in the front. And surprisingly, well, not that surprisingly, but I just didn't really do that well. In total, I killed 3 models, including the champion. And he dished it back pretty well. The dogs killed half of them. And it's going to be his turn next, so I'm going to have to fight it out at least one more round before I can get the prince in there. But overall, I think I should still be okay. But I'm definitely, it's a tough nut to crack, so. Oh, and my cannon shot his Gyrocopter. Haha.
Alright, so pretty much it's a simple turn. I just have 1 unit, and it's under siege. Magic was pretty good. I ended up getting 10 casting dice, so I threw 3, 3, and 4. He allowed me to have the -1 to be wounded and the reroll failed to hit rolls spell and stop the distracting hard target. In close combat, my general and the unit were able to finish off the chariot. I did 1 more wound to the dogs. He killed my BSB in a challenge, so I don't get the hold stone anymore, which is relatively scary. And ranks in a banner says I win combat, so yay.
All right, top of turn 6 for Demons. I'm still grinding with the main unit here, making some pretty great saves. The dogs are nearly dead. You know, I'm definitely bleeding trying to get this unit. Honestly, probably would have been better just to let him sit there and rot, and then just take my time in position. But in the interest of getting the game done, we ended up charging in. So this is where we are. 1 more turn.
All right, so final turn. Managed to get another fairly decent magic phase with 7 dice, netting me the same 2 spells, the -1 to be wounded and the reroll failed to hit roll spell. It seemed like a good time for my general to hop in on that Demon Prince, and the Demon Prince pretty much whiffed. The Bloodthirster. My general managed to sneak 1 wound in, and his retinue managed to do the last wound to the dog, and the Demon Prince rolled double 6s for his leadership test and went screaming back into the void.
All right, what a game, guys. That went down to the very last turn. So it ended up being a tie game on points, and then John was able to get the secondary objective for a minor win. David, what did you think about the general play of the game there?
There was a lot of good luck on each side, and I made some really bad tactical mistakes, giving up the Vengeance Seekers, and really not using the Steam Copters as well as I probably should have really hurt me. So,
But you got to love that Deep Watch unit that can't be killed almost.
That's what they do, and again, that was the luck on my side, because that overrun, allowing them to pretty much kind of get into the game, because up until that turn 5, John had done an amazing job of pretty much keeping them sidelined.
And any changes that you would do to the list?
A lot. I'm going to need to rework quite a few things. If I would have had 2 runes of shielding on the BSB, he probably would have lived long enough to maybe pop something a little bit quicker and get into some more of his army. I also definitely need something, either Seekers or some kind of shooting cannon, catapult, something that can deal with monsters, because I can't rely on my opponent randomly having bad luck.
Right. And John, well, first, congratulations. How did you think about everything playing out?
Well, overall, I'm pretty happy with how the Khorne Demons, or the Wrath Demons, performed today. There was definitely a little bit at the end there. Well, unfortunately, Billy popped out to combat res, as you guys saw there. But as you guys know, it is a dice game, and these are the perils that we dabble in. So, but overall, I like my list. I like the way it plays, and I'm definitely going to look to get some more games in with it just to get a better feel for it. But yeah, overall, good job, Demons. I'm very happy with this list.
What do you think about having the really no magic defense other than the scroll?
Well, it would be nice to have an Aether icon. There are a couple of times that I can think of where it would have mattered to have a +2. And to be honest, what I'd really like is some Coronate bound spells. I mean, we got dwarves over here. Come on, let's give me some bound spells. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, it would be nice to include. The problem is, Mike, is that the way my list is designed, I've got these 10-man units, and I feel like it's kind of a vulnerable way to set up an Aether icon. I guess just the
easy
way,
to even shoot them off.
It's just the way the list is designed for me. It's kind of hard to keep it alive.
Right.
So
he had the perfect magic that wasn't doing any damage to you, just boosting his stuff.
It would have been nice to have some extra defense against that. Man, dwarf magic.
Well, great game, guys.
Good game.
All right, thanks for joining us. See you next time. Thanks for watching our Dark Wizard Gaming video. If you enjoyed this video, please use the subscribe and the like features here on YouTube. And then leave us any comments for anything that maybe you want to see different on the videos, any upcoming content, or anything else you'd like to see. So thanks a lot, and see you on the next video.